and welcome to Grace and Lottie's Elizabeth here, going to be jumping into some new pencils today. If you are new, welcome. I like to review color pencils and other arts and crafts type things. So most of the time it's pencils, but sometimes I jump into other craft kits as well, such as I've done diamond painting, paint by number, got a couple other ones coming down the pike as well. But the main one's color pencils and adult coloring type supplies. Now today we're going to be looking at Woomer. This is a newer one that's come on the market. They did reach out to me for a review, and the only way I said to do it if I could be totally honest in what I thought, and they said great. So that is where we are with this review. Now if you look at this box, you may notice it looks a little bit like another pencil. So let's go ahead and jump down here onto the desk and look at this for a moment, because look, here's one case. Here's another one that this case looks a whole lot like. So I'm a little curious if these are gonna look the same. What do you guys think? I'm gonna hop over and go to the more of a live stream so you guys can see my face as I'm talking to you. But I've been wondering if these are going to be very similar, because if you look, they're the same depth. Now, there's a little bit of a difference. We've got a white stripe and not a white stripe. They are slightly different shades of orange. Now, the Mondo Llamas, in case you're wondering, are from Target. They look like this on the inside. I wasn't super impressed by these because, number one, they had no numbers. Like, I had to write numbers on these pencils. Number two, in a 72 set, they have 12 metallics in here, as well as quite a few browns. Now, some of the browns are more in like skin tone type shades, but this took up a whole lot of real estate in what is semi-limited of a palette with only 72. I mean, obviously there are smaller sets out there, but with 72 pencils, you've got to kind of pick and choose which colors you're going to include. Now it does, if you look, to me, I like to think about this as like a bubblegum / candy kind of palette, where the colors make me think of those bright, vibrant kind of pastels and fun. So if you're looking for that, this is a great one. Now I was wondering, what are the pencils going to look like in here? So let's go ahead and lift this off. Okay, straight off the bat, looking at these are like way nicer. So these right here, we'll pull one over here real quick. So if you look, they're about the same size in diameter by finger feel here. This one's got the dipped end, and a dipped end is always a little more secure than a non-dipped, so that's a huge plus. Every pencil has a light fastness rating, and it's on the pencil. That's one of the things they are very proud about is with these pencils is that they are very light fast. That was one of the things they told me about when they were emailing and saying, hey, we'd love for you to check out these pencils. They said light fastest, light fastest, light fastest, which is great, especially if you're wanting to create something that's going to be out. Like, say you want to color a picture and hang it up on your wall. Having it have a better light fastness means it's not going to fade as quickly. With that, they also said that they're saturated colors and artist quality soft core. I could say that they pretty much followed that. Look at this color scheme. I'm still looking. I'm very excited about this color scheme. I've already swatched these, just FYI, so I have seen them before. But look at this color scheme. If we compare this to the Mondo Llama, let's just put greens above greens. Right here, look. That's how many more greens are here. Like, the green kind of ends here. Number one, you're getting 3 more greens. That's great. Grays, the number of grays here. Like, there's only 2 grays right here. See, 2 grays. Great gray selection. So if you're wanting to do tones intense, great with that to be able to set that up and work with, as well as look at all of these blues. I love good blues. We've got a great selection of blues right here. Reds. So let's go ahead and look at the swatches, because that's also going to help us see these a little bit better. So here is the Woomer swatch chart. We'll put that on this side, and I am going to switch back over to the desk cam so that you guys can see it fully right here a little bit easier. And I'll take the Mondo Llama out of the screen protector right here, so that, or page protector. So right here. Now, also, if you like the swatch charts, link below. I do create swatch charts for all my different pencils that I review. So if you have them at home, you can download the swatch chart over on the Etsy store. Link will be down below. So all of your swatch charts will match nicely. Now, if you look, we can kind of start to see a couple things. Number one, the layout is a little bit different. This follows, at the beginning, it's more like the Prismacolor layout, but instead of going from red to purple, we jump from red to blue back to the violet. So kind of strange with the order here. If I was going to pick the order, it's not how I would have done it, but is what they picked here. These pinks do feel a little bit strange here because then we've got a pink madder here, which is a little bit on the violet side, if you ask me, looking at it. But looking at the individual color swatches, if I look, these covered a little bit better there. So that means their core is just a teeny bit softer in the how it was able to lay down. This is on the same exact type of paper here. Looking as well at the color layout. And again, we've got 12 metallics and all of those browns. So if we look, we've got like 3 kind of skin tones here, a couple of ochres, and then some browns. This one doesn't really have any ochres, which is interesting. Like, I couldn't pick out one that I would say truly was yellow ochre. Teak is kind of close. It's a little orange for that, but interesting that the Mondo Llama doesn't have that. More purples with this one as well, because they have more choices. There's lime, there's that beautiful cadmium lemon yellow, which kind of sits in the spot if you've got the Prismacolor set of that yellow chartreuse, which is a super, super, super useful color. You're doing it. So let's test these out. I'm gonna move the Mondo Llamas out of the way here so I have some more room to work. Also, this one's hinged. The Mondo Llama one's not hinged, so slightly nicer 10. And one thing I noticed here too, if you look on the inside, there is a chart inside of the little wrap that's on here if you want to pull it. Now, the one thing that I noticed is if you open it up, you'd have to cut it to be able to have it sit nicely inside of your tin. It won't just open up and sit and fit if you want to keep it in here, but it will. If you cut the two, you can maybe make both of them. You can probably make both of them fit, and you can have them taped right in the top, which would be nice if you want to do that as well. So let's go ahead here. We're gonna move this over. Move my desk. Let's pull these out. Now I've got Mondo Llama right here. Erasability. I did like a maroon type shade. So let's pull one that looks like a little bit of a maroon here. These feel great, by the way. They feel so good. So here's my little eraser. Not bad. And no color, true color pencils will be super erasable. I just like to see if I'm working with something and I kind of smudge a little or need to change something. Can I remove enough that I can work with it in my coloring books? And this looks great. I think this is a little bit better than the Mondo Llama. If you look right here, and I gave the Mondo Llama a 4. Doing the price comparison, these do fall under the budget for price, so that's why I'm comparing them with another budget type pencil. Oh, I'm sitting here. I don't have anything under this piece of paper right now. Normally, having a little piece under it helps it to color a little better, like a blotter type thing. This is just laying down beautifully. FYI, so we'll say a 4.5 for this for erasability, because I think it erased a little bit better. So we'll give it a 4.5. So let's look at blendability. I normally try to do a good teal here. So we'll grab turquoise green and light aqua. Those fall pretty close in for what I normally pick. Let's start with the darker shade and then slightly lighter pressure. This isn't going to tell me a whole lot with these two colors. These blend great. Look at them. These are really similar, like almost just lighter versions. Let me grab one that's a little more blue. I've got right here turquoise green with cobalt teal blue. This will let me see slightly different shades here. I was like doing that one in easy mode for them. Oh, these feel so great. They feel really creamy. There we go. This is going to a slightly different color. These are blending really well. It's part of the creaminess allows them to do that. But these, I'm very happy with that blend. Like I didn't have to pull a blender pencil or anything. Like, ooh, that moved. Oh, I'm gonna lay a little bit down here and we're gonna see what the white will do. Let's see for white blending. How much, if it'll pull color. Sometimes you can make the color like go into the palest shade with your white. A little bit. It doesn't pull like a Prismacolor does. Like a Prismacolor, you can kind of pull a little bit of the color with the white over. But that is good blendability. I'm gonna give it a 4. Like I am loving like this. That is great. So you get 4 stars for blendability. Next is opacity, and this is one where I like to go over these lines here and see exactly how much the white covers. I test the opacity of the white. Now, not the best, not the worst. Now, in budget pencils, I don't expect them to be like the best of the best. Like I do expect them to have a little bit. So let's kind of like to let it see through. I think it did slightly better. Now these aren't as bold as this one. I don't know if you can tell. Like this one was printed a while ago, and I'm realizing that this is a little more bold here. But looking at how much it was able to cover up, I'm gonna say it covered it just a little bit better. It's pretty much right at the same. I'll say 4 stars. These do feel great. Hand fatigue, with these being so creamy, not noticing any issues with hand fatigue. So we'll give that one a pretty high score here as well. We're gonna go a little higher than the Mondo Llama, so we'll say definitely way better than Crayola's. So we'll move over here to 4.5 on this one. Because for my scale for these being in the budget category by price, I set Crayola as like the number 3. Oh, we'll do 4.5 here, but those just feel great. They do. They feel really good. Kind of surprising. And then color vibrancy is great. Oh my word. Super, super good with that. I like picking different shades. We'll do it with the pink here. Vibrancy, I'm gonna give this one 5. I don't normally give out 5s, but the vibrancy on these, I am in love with. And predictability, meaning like the color looks like the pencil. So meaning like if I look at the outside, I'm gonna get what I pick. I guess I do that also with the name. I kind of think about the names. Going through these two were pretty close if you look at the outside, but if you notice yellow, the cadmium yellow is much lighter. So by name, it makes sense. Like they follow where they should be. You can also see that looking at the core, that this one is definitely lighter. So that fell well. I didn't run into any of these where I felt like it looked like one thing on the barrel and then was totally different once I got the pencil on paper. So for predictability, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I just really feel like they did a great job with that. We're gonna pick, I'm trying to pick a different color that I haven't used. Let's use an orange. So we'll go 4.5 on that. So these guys, as far as budget go, they're doing incredible. Like, I would highly recommend these. At that, we'll get into the price here in just a second, but they're only $29.99 for the set, which I think is great. For 72, that's 42 cents a pencil. The Mondo Llamas are 25 for this set. We'll hop over back to the face cam here too. The Mondo Llamas are 25 for the set of 72. So right there, if you look at the price comparison, that one, it makes them a little bit cheaper at 35 cents, which is one of the higher price points in the budget range. You can look right here and see the prices. So 42 cents per pencil, 35 cents per pencil. I think that in the set you are getting a better set of pencils. With the size of the tin, going back here, now that I'm like looking at the hinges, I think it would be easier if it did come completely off and stack, just because it's a little bit easier to store on my desk, takes up a little bit less space, but all in all, that's a pretty minor thing to have a problem. That's similar to the Statler Design Journey top, and that one falls off all the time. This one has not fallen off. Like, I'm trying to make it come off. The Statler Design Journey one that has a hinge similar to this, it pops off all the time. I have so much trouble with that top, which shouldn't be necessarily an issue, but I think that's it. I think I can say I do recommend these. Now, if you want to see me color with them, this video is going to go live on Friday, and I'm going to be live streaming on Saturday. So if you're watching this on Friday, I'll be live streaming tomorrow. So the day this video releases, tomorrow will be a live stream. I'll be coloring with these. I haven't decided which book yet. I'm thinking maybe one of my Johanna Basfords, because I just did a Hannah Carlson last week. So we'll put these through their paces with that. So you want to come back and see that. If you're watching it later, I'll have it linked at the end so that you can just click right over to see it if you want to see it. But all in all, links are below. Again, the Woomer one is an affiliate link that they did give me. It is my honest opinion that these are decent pencils, and I do recommend them in this price point for what they are. I had no trouble using them. We'll see even more tomorrow after coloring with them, but I don't think that's going to change, just seeing what I've putting them through their paces right here with the blending and what I have gotten to use with them. They've been a delight. They feel good. So I would recommend at this if you're looking for a pencil. So that is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please be sure to like. If the likes really do help quite a bit, as well as subscribing. We're over the 10,000 mark. I do have memberships available. Members do get some great perks, so you might want to check those out as well. These sheets right here will be available on the Etsy store as well. Links below if you want to pick up a swatch sheet to help keep your pencils in order with those. I love mine. Having them match across the different brands is super great as well. That's it for today. And if you are here on the day this releases, I'll see you tomorrow.